Welcome back to part 68 to my Great Britain Let's Play for Empire Total War with the Empire 2 Overhaul mod. We continue where we left things off last time, and we were marching towards retaking Nurun Kot, and we were intercepted by the Marathan forces. Our Royal Scot force will now face their cannon and their Gurkha infantry, which are rather devastating if they can get in close quarters, so we'll need to blast them from afar and shred them from range. Some Afghan cavalry in there, some General Staff Elephant Riders. They've got plenty of guns and cannon. And then they've got some reinforcements coming in as well, which mainly militia, so I'm not too worried about that. Missile cav and some more in there. We've got very few cav. We've got the howitzers. Howitzers are great, but they don't have the canister shot, which would have been useful to thin the enemy melee troops. So we're going to have to rely on our superior ranged firepower of our line infantry. So in we go. Okay. Flat-ish. I mean, with the howitzers, we don't have to worry about having them directly in our line for future canister shot. So that's fine. We want it on explosive shell for sure. We could try and take that high ground ridge there. That looks tasty, actually. It's not a lot, but yes. Yes, that's what I want. That ridge, please. Right, men, that's where we're going. We've got the Foot Guards Highland Regiment of Foot. We should have 6 of them. Yep, they will form up my solid centre. Interesting default formation they had there. Through guard mode. Then we've got the 43rd Regiment of Foot. Got 4 of them. 4 and 4. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Perfect. Should say, I've already kind of mentioned it to those watching this live on the stream. For those watching the YouTube recording, first of all, hello. How you all doing? Hope you're having a lovely time, wherever or whenever you're watching this. Sorry if I probably sound maybe a bit sleepy with my commentary. I'm just really out of it today. But I'm trying to kind of push myself through. I've got a rather upset stomach and I just feel rather lethargic. So, apologies. Hopefully I'll be back to my normal self soon. Let's go. We just want to start going down the hill. We don't need, doesn't matter if we're not perfectly kind of clear of the howitzers. They'll be fine there. They don't need direct line of sight as such. Now here I'm a bit worried because I know there's a bit of a dip and up the other side, but that should be fine. Going over there. And then we've got the Foot Guards Grenadiers. They can hold the left side. But actually, I'm going to compact them a little bit more. Over they go, and then have the cavalry in support for them. But I'm going to hold them back, draw the enemy around this way, and then slam into them with the cavalry. General, I will pop you in this little snug behind the hill. It's definitely not what it's called, but I'm calling it a snug. I get there. The problem is we don't have, with only having howitzers in this force, we don't have proper cannons that are going to be very effective at sniping out the enemy cannons. That is a disadvantage. Of this army with the howitzers. Too much or too little holy. No, I think it's just a stomach bug because my eldest is also suffering with an upset stomach today. Right, okay, they're charging with their lancers. Rush these guys forward. Forming square. That was a solid charge. Solid charge. I have to hope that the square holds. Another square there. That square's completely collapsed, as has that one. The force of the charge was so strong. That's not good. Reform your squares. They've lost nearly 100 men already to those lancers. Reform, reform. This one's better supported. This one was in the outer edge. It was always going to take the biggest brunt. And hit. But now these guys are trapped between squares and getting shot to bits. Is that more cannon coming in over there? It is. Ah, my cavalry. You're just getting shot to bits. Right. Let's move you out of danger. Reform these guys. Watching those reinforcements coming in, I'm going to try and dispatch my cavalry to knock them out. You know, should be safe there. I don't know if we'll force the enemy to come to us when we open up these howitzers or not, to be honest. But we'll see. Swing around with these guys, getting ready to strike those guns so they can't bring them into the line. Okay. Open up the howitzers. Bring it forward just a smidge, just a smidge. That'll do. Open it up. We'll try and fire on their cannons, see if we can weaken them. Let's move in for their guns. In we go. Oh, we are getting so lucky that they're dropping there, because otherwise that is the perfect, like, raking point across my whole line there. Cavalry have wiped out those cannons. I'm going to charge the militia and break them over here. Volley! Beautiful. Oh, whoa, why are we guys not firing over here? My bad. Good thing we realized that before it was too late. Turn around to charge that unit. Swing these guys round. And strike. Go, 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 go. Try and pull the cavalry out while we follow up with another charge from the same unit. We've certainly harassed their crews. Let's just keep firing for now. We just need to keep drawing that cavalry in. Didn't actually realize they had that much cavalry. Go. See these guys off. Finish them off. Into that unit before they can form up and fire, because there's still a good chunk of this cavalry regiment. 94 of them. In we go. Wreck 'em, lads. Another cavalry attack pushed back. Keep firing, just keep firing, 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 firing. Yeah, they've got more and more militia coming in from that group of reinforcements. That's fine. Some of them coming in over here. It's just some Gurkhas sat deployed. Well, 3 of them deployed there. Yeah, they bugged out. Right, pull back so you don't want to get drawn into attacks by the enemy cavalry, because they will have us. Some of them getting caught. Not good. Get out of there. Target their infantry now, because they don't want to do much to those cannons. We've weakened their crews a little bit. Pull them back. Keep on around there. Should be enough to hold. We're drawing more of their cavalry out bit by bit. I think we're also drawing their infantry to us now as well. Enemy generals killed. Good. The charge isn't going to be that effective. We got caught with the other unit fleeing through them. Deploy 2 of my infantry groups over here to shoot at the militia. We need to push and advance on this other side so we can take out the cannon. So So let's deploy them. Go. Center line can hold. Oh, in fact, we could finally do fire in advance. While that's happening, you guys can flank on round to a flanking position. Wheel that charge round onto them. First line shoots. And the next line should advance through. Or take a clumsy step forward. And then the next. Oh yeah, here we go. And they'll take a shot. And the final line. I think this is the sort of thing that I'm most excited if we got another game set in this period. What I'd most like to see is more like unique kind of firing formations, firing drills. I really liked seeing how that, you know, how it evolved with technological change and stuff. Just like from animation perspective as well. I thought that was always pretty cool to see that in action. Cavalry coming in hard by the looks of it. Square. Square. Brace. Oof. Force back into square. Advance forward here. Keep this one behind. Gurkhas are coming in. Ah! Look away for a moment. And we've been charged. Quick, form square. Thankfully, they're not the elite lancers. You know what? You guys charge the cannon while those two squares are pinning them there. Love for the CA to start developing pike and shot. Start pike and shot developing into line formations. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to see something that was in Battle for Middle-earth, I think it was, or Battle for Middle-earth 2, where you could combine like your it was like you could combine Urukai crossbowmen with pikemen, and it would essentially then create you a mixed formation where you had the pike standing out the front and the crossbows like protected inside. But I'd like it to develop more than that, so you could say you could select multiple units and say, you know, mixed formation, but then you could set one of, say, missiles on the outside or missiles internally. Missiles on the outside are potentially more accurate because they've got direct line of sight. Or you could have, but then they're exposed for a sudden, swift, fast-moving enemy attacks, like cavalry or things like that. Or you could choose a more defensive role for the archers and have them inside the pike formation. They don't necessarily have direct line of sight because they have to fire up and over. Otherwise, they'd obviously hit their own pikes in the back. But that way, they're more protected if less accurate. Like a terracotta, yeah. No, not a terracotta, sorry. Like a tercio. Run from the Gurkhas, run from the Gurkhas. Charge for the cavalry, keep them busy. No, we got charged. Counter-charge them. Charge on in, lads. Let's advance to them a little bit. It was Battle for Middle-earth 1 that had the unit combinations. Ah, thank you. Might be interesting if Total War took an approach more like Scourge of War with the command and control issues. I don't know if I ever played Scourge of War. Sounds familiar, but I don't recall the specifics of the gameplay. That's it. Get him on the charge. Oh, that was a devastating volley. Damn. Scourge of War was messengers have to actually be sent out in units. Oh, right. So you have to send a messenger to a unit to say, like, advance up to this position and stuff. Yeah, I think that would probably break down more of the real-time battles element of it all, I guess. And it would probably make them a bit too slow and probably a bit too dull for the kind of broad appeal that they currently have. It's something I see, though, as an idea that gets floated around quite a bit. Of, like, you as a general, because that's who you're meant to be playing as such. Giving out the orders and stuff. But obviously, everything happens immediately because you're directly controlling units. I wonder if you could maybe... I don't know, maybe a way to improve the auto-resolve, a way, is to have it so that you can actually, I don't know, set out specific tactics or like a general set of instructions that the auto-resolve has to follow. But obviously the auto-resolve doesn't exactly play out a battle behind the scenes and then show you the result. It just kind of looks at the numbers of, you know, strengths of units and then kind of calculates stuff out that way. wonder if you could like try and improve it by sort of saying, well, I mean, we actually did have that, didn't we, in older Total Wars to a degree. Was it Rome 2 the first one to introduce it? The changes to auto resolve, where you had like an aggressive, offensive auto resolve, then like a balanced one, and then like a protective one, and the protective auto resolve would try and conserve more of your troops. Wouldn't necessarily take out as many of the enemy as such, but it would still get like, it would still aim to defeat them, but it would try and conserve more of your forces. But yeah, I was kind of thinking of, well, what if you could have some kind of like almost like a hybrid option between auto resolve and fighting it yourself, where it simulates the battle, but you don't directly control the units as such. You sort of say, if they attack us on the left, give up the left and counterattack on the right, or if they have lots of cavalry, play very defensively, or if they don't, go full frontal attack as such. I wonder if that could be like a third option, not to replace battles at all, but as something additional to, you know, if you wanted to manage your battles still to a degree, but didn't want to have to fight every single one, but didn't want to just put it down to the numbers and statistics of the auto resolve itself, to go in and say, here's a few more variables of things you could do if certain things happen. King Yama, long-time viewer, just found your stream. If possible, have you ever thought of doing a tier list for Warhammer 3, or even a tier list for Warhammer 3 for beginners, or what, like best factions to players? Yeah, I've never really done a tier list before. I know like Legend loves a tier list. I've not done one personally, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing one. I guess I could probably do it as like something I stream, to be honest, and record at the same time, if that's something that people would be interested in. So the case of having the kind of tactical plans, would there be an element of RNG in the result in a hybrid mode? Yeah, I mean, I guess in that kind of hybrid mode where you're playing tactics, like I'd like it to not be able to fully account for every eventuality. So there's going to be points where something unexpected happens, like my game crashes after 27 minutes of fighting that battle. Okay, we are back after that crash, unfortunately. So we've had to refight the battle again. Tried to play it fairly similarly. Moved up to that ridge. Took the point with the howitzers. Things didn't quite occur exactly the same, but broadly same sort of maneuvers happened. We've now marched against the Gurkhas that have just sat here. They haven't charged towards us, which is a shame because we had that rather awesome epic charge they did, which we shot to pieces. So yeah, we now just got to finish them off. And we should then win the battle. So let's send in the Highlanders from here. Just surround them. If they're not going to move actually as well, I'm going to have everyone off fire at will and try and get as close as possible, because distance matters with firing in this. No, they're charging. We're going to say, let's just get as close as possible and then tell them all to fire at will. This, we could, if they fire quickly, we might still be able to get some massive damage. No, they're going to close the distance too quickly. Fire! Okay, yeah, some of them. Oh, that's big. Not quite as satisfying as before. Round we go, because I don't want this whole episode just to be this one battle. There's more campaigning we need to do. Crush him. Let's go. Charge, charge, charge. We've got them pinned. Finish them off. Boom. Beautiful. That's what we want, although could continue it. They're going to go back into the settlement. We should be able to finally get an auto resolve on that, so I'm going to take it. Let's end it there. Mainly because I don't want to risk it crashing again, so we'll throw in a quick save once we're out of this. We lost 884. I think that's a good result, even though we had to kind of fight that battle twice. Most kills by the cavalry. Good, good. Oh, let's push them out of the settlement. Amazing. Right, quick save is in. Oh, please say, I reckon I can probably go in. It's just the howitzers holding me back, isn't it? There we go. Demand surrender, it's refused. Order resolve. Boom. That wiped him out over there. Nice. Okay, well, we'll be reinforced by them if they decide to press the attack back. So that's A-OK. We have reclaimed Nerunkot. Good, good, good. We don't have any money to do that. I'm assuming I've moved all the other armies. That was like my final action of the turn. So I could jump on out to deal with them, I guess. But we're sending that army up anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, you're all good there. Yeah, I think we're ready just for an end turn phase. I think we were waiting, weren't we, to see what Louisiana did as I'm marching up this way. Let's end the turn. Although, did I have troops I need to move in Europe still? Maybe. Against the Ottomans. Also, I do know there were some comments last episode kind of asking for an update on what victory objectives are. My plans for the series, I'm just going to play to the victory objectives. I'm not going to turn it into full world domination or conquest or anything like that. I think it would just probably turn into a bit of a slog. Like, I feel like we've had some fun goals with what we've achieved and how we've spread out the empire. Obviously, I can certainly see the appeal of why it would be interesting to see the British Empire conquer and take everything across the game maps. But I think I am going to be very satisfied kind of closing the door, closing the book of this campaign once we hit those objectives, which are to hold 13 listed victory regions, for which we just need to take Hindustan now and Malta. Obviously, though, we're going to kind of expanded objective in India is obviously wipe out the Maratha Confederacy and take Mysore as well, control all of India directly. We've sort of said that we're going to also take Istanbul and everything to the east of Istanbul from the Ottomans to kind of try and break them there a little bit because they keep harassing us. And then it'll just be a final invasion against Malta. That'll be the final act of the game. In terms of wrapping up the American theatre, if we haven't finished off Louisiana, I'm not going to get too upset about it. But once we are done with our victory objectives and it's proclaimed our victory, then we will look to have a poll to decide which faction we play as next. Currently, kind of top contenders for that are the Dutch, because they also have a pretty interesting start with, they have a settlement in each one of the theatres of war. They've obviously got Amsterdam. They have, was it Dutch Ghana in the Americas. And in India, they start with Ceylon, don't they? I was about to say Goa, but that's Portugal. But yeah, Ceylon. So the Dutch are certainly going to be up there. I've seen quite a few ask for a Portugal campaign. So maybe that'll be one. Obviously, the Portugal campaign, kind of special place in my heart, because that was the first ever Let's Play I did on this channel. I actually don't know if I ever finished it, to be honest. That was I started uploading that series back in 2009, when YouTube only allowed you to upload. Was it 2010 actually? I think I actually started that one. I started making videos in 2009, but I think it was 2010 when I started that Portugal campaign. But back then, you could upload a maximum of like 10 minutes worth of video. So I honestly don't know, how did I ever get through like battles? I think they were like multi-parts of like just one battle probably, which is just crazy to think about now. But yeah, definitely the Dutch will be on there. Maybe... I think I've already done a Swedish campaign, so I'm trying to avoid doing the ones I've already done. I know lots of people would like me to do a later start date and play as America, because we did do an American campaign in Empire Total War as well. with Darth Mod, but it crashed and I couldn't save the save game. But this seems to be a lot more stable broadly with the save game. So USA will probably be on there. I know, like maybe like Prussia potentially, but we've done a Prussian Napoleon campaign. I know 1 or 2 were saying Ottomans as well. I haven't quite decided. There were a lot of calls as well for another Maratha Confederacy campaign, but again, I'm trying to avoid just not having options of completely replaying all the ones I've already played as. Like, I've never done a Dutch campaign. I think that would be good fun. They'd probably be my top pick, to be fair. So yeah, I'm open to suggestions at the moment about who I play as next. It'll be another Empire 2 series, so I've really enjoyed this mod. I'm quite familiar with it now, so yeah, I'd like to give it at least one more run, I think. So that's the victory objectives and the plans there. City besieged Baghdad. Yes, I saw that. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, mob. It just looked really cool on their unit card. I mean, it's all the archers skewing it. Oh, now I've... let's throw in a quick save. Or just a save, because I want to see... Okay, we get a victory. I've no intention really of fighting that, but it's more a case of I wouldn't sally out to push them back if I'm just going to end up losing that to the order resolve. We'd wait until they press the attack and then I'd have to fight it. Natural causes, saboteur, that's fine. Yeah, archers really skew the auto resolve in this. I think it's because they're quite accurate. And that seems to really throw things about a bit. The game can't quite seemingly work out. Mysol's going to be a pain. I'm just going to assemble some large armies and throw them at them. You know what? I may not worry about finishing them off right now because I'd rather send a lot of these armies that I've gathered up here over to deal with the Ottomans. So I might just spam out a load of fresh East India Company troops. He says spam out a load. I don't actually have enough money for that just yet, but we'll see. This army was marching on up to take out the Mughal Empire, who we're now at war with. But you guys could probably do with building a fort and staying in there while you all replenish for a turn or two. You guys could also do with some replenishment. Could I take those guys out with these guys that I've trained? That would probably be a better shout. Than sending in this army, which is then going to get broken and take more damage when I actually just want to send these guys further onward. So wait until we've wiped out that force there. You guys all together. You need all replenishing, but I can't do anything there. But we'll leave you as a northern bastion. The Scots as a great northern bastion in India. Yep, that works. We've got another army behind here, which is actually not fully replenished, but in pretty good shape. If I take them all out, though, they'll be incredibly unhappy. So let's send them some. Okay, let's leapfrog 3 over here. Those 3 over there. How have we managed to leave you with no one inside? Damn, that's incredible. Here, can I take out everybody apart from the native Hindu musketeers? No. Waiting for order. Any further orders? Immediately. Okay, you can be left without anyone, so in you go. But I can't leave them just yet, so... I mean, these are all early British line. I want to keep the Coldstream Guards, though, because they're actual proper grenadiers. These guys do have good veterancy, but still. Pop them all in there, then. That'll make them happy. In which case, we can leave one there. What I'm going to do with you is obviously get you guys replenished. I'm going to come and steal some of these guys, if I can. Yep, perfect. Bring those guys together. Nice. And then go into the port. And what we're going to do is give you some fresh East India Company troops. So you'll be the first one to start setting up to go after Mysore eventually. But that's probably going to be like one of the last actions that I do in the game. Probably just before we take Malta. I think that's what we'll do there. You guys are actually looking pretty good over here. Got some natives. But they're now very unhappy. But you could get some more natives from like these forces because they're all happy. In fact, this army could go in and defeat them way better than this native force. So I'm going to bring these guys around here. They'll be fine next turn. If I just exempt them, it's okay because we're not earning a huge amount from that anyway. These guys are free to... I mean, we could free up that army, so... I'll send... Can I send one back? One back in there. Send these guys up to the north. And then press the attack with these guys there. So that's all. We need to come back and fight that one. I was going to see if Kashmir had a large army. No, so... Lahore is their final one. They lose all their armies once you take out their final settlement, so we should just make a drive towards that, which is what I want this army to do. And then we can swing back round to help against the Mughals. If that army gets trapped there, that's fine. We got this army pushing up here, so that's fine. Yep. Two of you together. We're leaving that one for a turn. That's okay. It wasn't rebelling last turn, so actually I'm not going to exempt it from tax. Let that tax roll on in for a turn. And in fact, the same thing here. Let's go back to Europe and get things moving. And all we'll do is pop you guys into the port. Back over here. Pick up this next group. Do, I was about to say, do exactly the same thing, but we can bring them here. That's my first rates. We've got a naval battle potentially against the Ottomans there. I wanted to bring some of my first rates in though to blast them to bits, so that is what we shall do. So we'll just bring my fleet over this way. They're not going to intercept me. What we're going to do is get rid of anything real small, which actually is most of this this fleet. We've got an Admiral's flagship there. We'll leave you. We've got the galleons. It's all just the... well, the fire ships. The fire ships are fun. They have a lot of fire ships. I'll keep them. I'll take out the sloop. And we want to include all of these, I guess. Although we were considering sending some over towards Louisiana, but yeah, we don't need to do that. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to march across that crossing there. Although we're going to sit this side of it. See if that draws them to us. And then we'll press the attack on that militia army. We'll start attacking Louisiana next turn, most likely. Yeah, we don't need to send the first rates over there. So back to Europe. Then... I mean, we could probably think about 2 fleets, so we could take you out. Although you're the better admiral, so okay, we'll swap you out there. So all of those, it's 6 of them, so we need space for 6 ships. So take that one out, take that one out. There we go, that's my new navy. So naval battle against the Ottomans to crush them one last time. Inglorious naval warfare. We're going to send you over here to transport some more troops across, although I don't think we've got any more coming right now. That said, we can still pick up a rake and go drop him somewhere. This army... Yeah, we can kind of just harass the enemy. Well, I'm going to send you over towards Ankara. Ankara, rather. Start causing a kerfuffle there. Here, you guys, we will be bringing you back up Let's go for Armenia via that port where we've already got this army on its way. East India troops. Nice. Probably should have kept you back here, but it's still fine. You can reinforce and push up through because yeah, you were going to come and help us with some bits, but that's fine. We needed a force up there now. This navy, bring it back. Fresh troops. Yeah, good, good, good. Right, we will press the attack on these guys then. And we actually don't need to fight it. I was thinking about saying like, we'll open next episode fighting this battle, but I don't think we need to. We can auto resolve it now. They are gone. Which frees up that army to march that away. You're all going that way. Keep chasing them, keep harassing. Right, let's end things with an end turn and see where the game kicks us out next time, or if we get attacked anywhere.
The ruling classes have written a letter of demands to your national...
Yeah, I know they're going to be a little bit upset about that. They've hit us there, that's fine. Yes, but let's just see. Can we sort things out by popping these guys in? Not yet, so I'll have to exempt you, but that'll make you happy. That's fine. Ooh, limited funds. Ooh, very limited funds. We need to conquer some more territories rather rapidly. Make sure everything's taxed. Right, well, we've got election results. Right, honourable opposition remains. Yep, we've regained control, or retained control of the cabinet, which is fine. Oh, yeah, they're raiding us up over here. Path blocked. Excellent strike. Letter of demands. Enemy raid. Enemy raid. Yep. You guys are coming up here. God, looks like they're still mustering quite a few forces up there. It's going to be still a bit of a tough one. Well, we can go in and strike these guys and have a big old battle against them there. Yes. And knock out the Mughals. What I'm thinking, though, is actually we press the attack round this way. Also just looking at the force. Who's better to attack from? You've got more cannons, but you have the elephant hand mortars. That should be fine, yeah. I'm going to swing around and press the attack from that side so that hopefully we don't draw all... We'll draw in some, but hopefully we don't draw all of them in. And then we should be able to shatter them. So yeah, we will open with the battle for Hindustan, the final Indian victory objective that we need, our 12th listed victory region, at the start of the next episode. So until then, hope you guys have enjoyed where you've been watching. Take care, and ciao for now.